How you doing? So this is Captain America Sam Wilson damage comparison gameplay video. When it comes to Captain America Sam Wilson, his damage is not good at all. I think his damage is decent if you're running max sig, running damage mastery and full synergy. But without it, his damage is really bad. So this video, I'm showing you that I'm running without damage masteries. I'm also took off courage to get a better accuracy when it comes to the damage. And this is starting off with the basics, which is unawakened, without damage mastery, without synergy. So I actually took multiple attempts, and my first two attempts, my first attempt I just did vanilla playstyle gameplay. I was just doing standard 5-hit combo, get to SP3 without using lock on, and I got him down to 89%. And I tried it again using lock on, but for some reason I only got him down to 89%. And my third attempt, I my best run, I got him down to 87% with an unawakened 4-star rank 5 4-star. So I am using a 4-star rank 5, and I'm only stopping at 100 hits, because if I was trying to knock out Realm of Legends Winter Soldier, that would take me like 2 days. Just to make this video, only getting to 100 hits, it took me like a couple hours to do. So with this, with four different various of gameplay. So one is Unawakened, one is running Max Sig, one is running Max Sig and Damage Mastery, and the last one would be Max Sig, Damage Mastery, and Full Synergy. So, as I mentioned, I only stopped to 100 hits because that would have taken me 2 days if I was going to take down Realm of Legends Winter Soldier. So I'm also spamming only SP3s because I'm gonna keep the same playstyle. This is the most optimal play if you're running damage masteries. I don't know if it's the most optimal play overall, but if you are running damage mastery, it's the most optimal play just to spam SP3s. So I'm just using the same play style, um, just using SP3s. I do like the SP3s because what the SP3 does, you can like pause. It gives you like a big boost of critical rating for 8 seconds, and it pauses for every time you hit the opponent, so that's really good. So here I'm just got to 100 hits. I'm just gonna get knocked out so I can see, so you can see the so I can see the stats. So you can see here I got him down to 87% with an awakened 4-star rank 5, no synergies, no damage mastery. So let's go to the next one. So now I'm running with max sig. I'm not running damage mastery or full synergy. So this is no synergy and no damage mastery, but this time I have them at max sig. I tried multiple times, and I'm surprised I was only be able to get them down to 85% as max sig. If you do have a 5 or 6-star max sig, his attack does increase a little bit more. I think as a 4-star or below, his attack increased by just barely, just uh, just barely under 40%. So I think at 5 or 6-star max sig, it's about 40%. If it's 4-star or below, it's going to be just under 40%. I'm assuming around 35% or so. around there. But even then, I'm very surprised that I was only able to take down 2% less with a max sig versus Unawakened. Perhaps better gameplay, I could have gotten down another percent or two, but I doubt it's more than that. So here I'll use max sig. I was only be able to get him down to 85%. So I did not play well, and that was probably the hardest part, trying to figure out how many is to get to 100 hits, because it's like you're playing and you're trying to figure out how many hits you have total at the same time. So I had to try multiple times to get to 100 hits to get the best accuracy for pretty much almost all the videos, except the last one, which I'll explain a little bit later. Yeah, there were times when I got to like 105 hits and even 90 hits, so I wasn't sure. So it had to do some like calculating, make sure to remember how many hits I've gotten, and then be able to count all of them at the same time. So I think the first hit I was like 45 win streak. So and this one is going to be 55. If you add it together, that's 100. So now I'm just getting knocked out on purpose so I can see the stats. So you can see here, I'm showing you that I'm using a max sig 4-star. So we'll go to the next video. So now on this gameplay, I'm going to be running max sig and damage mastery without synergies. So I did take up courage to get more um, better accuracy, damage comparison, just in case I fall below 50%. So I'm really quite surprised the difference running damage mastery versus without it. It was much bigger than running just having max sig. Very surprising, and you'll see it in the gameplay here. So there's no question, I think I could have played better in all fights, in all different fights in the videos, whether if it's Unawakened, whether I'm running max sig, damage masteries, or full synergy. Probably the hardest one to make is the one with full synergy, because you really have to play like almost perfect, practically perfect, to get the most damage. And that's the biggest con when it comes to Captain America Samuelson. It's just so difficult to play if you want to optimize his damage, especially if you have synergies with him, because you have to like pretty much lock on almost all the time. I don't think lock on is necessary when you're spamming SP3, because you're getting so much crit rating already. So an extra crit from the lock on ain't gonna do much difference. So that's the same play style. I just spam SP3. I get, I believe, like around 8,000 extra critical rating for about 8 seconds, and it does pause when you hit the opponent. So if the opponent is very aggressive, that's a good thing, because you can just do a 5-hit combo and then parry. And sometimes if you get really lucky, you can pretty much get to SP3 before the crit boost expires. I think there must have been a time in this I played where I got to like my SP3 without the crit boost expiring. My second SP3 here, when my crit boost expires, I use my lock on to get that extra crit boost. So when I was at Unawakened, I took out 87%. I got to 87% from Realm of Legends Winter Soldier. Max Sig, I got him down to 85%. Now let's see with Max Sig and Damage Mastery. As you can see here, for some it's 75%, but when you look at the comparison, it says 74%. I'm not sure why it does that. So there you go. That's going to be Max Sig and Damage Mastery. So I'm now next video is going to be Max Sig, Damage Mastery, and Full Synergy. So I tried this multiple times, and this was definitely the hardest, because with especially with Captain America Infinity War in your team, because you need to pretty much play perfectly. And the first time I attempt this, I got Realm of Legends Winter Soldier down to 68% with 100 hits. Okay, so that's not this video. This is actually this video. I got him down to 67% with 90 hits. And I thought, let me keep trying it. I kept trying it again. And I think the best one I've gotten was with 100 hits, I got him down to 66%. So in this video, I'm just using the 90 hits one because I feel like that's gotta be the most, I don't want to say the most accurate, but the one that gives the most damage. So in this video, the reason why I only got to 90 hits is because I wasn't sure how many hits I got, because in the first gameplay, I got him down to like 68% with 100 hits. So like, let me just get to 68% and see how many hits it takes. So in here, I'm not really sure how. I think it all had to do with like the armor up, because with with what is it, War Machine, the higher your free fight ability, the higher your armor rating is, the higher your attack is. I don't know if there's a limit. It does say it's 15%, the highest it can go, but maybe it can go higher than 15%. As you can see, there was constantly, I had over 30. There was times when I had 31 armor up, and here 26. So it was pretty high. That's my armor up pretty much most of the time. So here, as you can see, if I barely missed the lock-on timing. So if I had an extra lock-on timing, I couldn't got him down lower. So here, I was just trying to get knocked out, because you know what? Let me see how many hits that take to get him down to 68%. And I wasn't sure how many hits I've taken so far, but you'd be surprised. It only took me 90 hits total, and it's surprised. And also, not sure why it says 68%, then when I stops it's 67%. So I don't know why that happens, but this was my best run. As you can see, there's such a big difference. Let's just do comparison. It was 87%, just very basic, no damage mastery, no synergies, unawakened. 85% at max sig, and 74% at max sig with damage mastery. And now, with only 90 hits, I got him down to 67% max sig, damage mastery, and full synergy. And as you could see, I missed towards the end, I missed the lock on timing, was just a split second off, so I couldn't probably got him down to 66%. So Overall, as expected, his damage is decent if you were running max sig, damage masteries, and full synergy. But without it, his damage is really bad. And hopefully, when he gets a buff, that he they increase his attack a lot. Let's just say that if with just at max sig, his damage is what it is right now with damage mastery and full synergy. So if you take away damage mastery and full synergy, he's just running max sig without synergy, and this was his damage. His damage is decent. It's not the best, not even close, but it's decent. If that was the only buff he got, that'd be like it's better than nothing buff. I would call it. If he was like, this was his damage with an unawakened rank 5 4-star without synergies, without running damage masteries, now that's a good buff. That's a really good buff. I wouldn't say it's the best buff by MCOT, but I think Diablo's buff is still better, but I think it's a really good buff. It would be right there with Nebula's and Ultron's buff as far as how good it is. This Captain America Sam Wilson, he has the potential to be really good. I mean, just increasing his attack this really gives you opportunity how good this champion can be. Just increasing his attack, he could be really one of the best buff ever by Kabam. So I really think he should get a buff, and he has a really like a lot of potential, but his damage is just really bad. So what do you guys think of his damage and the damage comparison? Thank you.